Hi, I'm Kinsey,
I'm Shane.
and welcome to Pop Rocks Vinyl and more.
Today we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of starting out a record collection, because when we started, we kind of learned along the way, didn't have any help with this stuff.
A lot of the do's and don'ts.
We'll start off with overpaying for records. When we first started out, obviously we didn't have a lot of records, we didn't have a lot of vinyl, so we would go to a store and we'd see something and we would buy it. And then we'd go to the next store and we'd be like, oh shit, we just paid $10 more than we needed to.
Yeah, not cool.
So kind of go to your record stores in your town and you'll get an idea of what things are priced. You can check bargain bins, which is something you should totally do.
Yeah, for sure.
We got a lot of really cool stuff in bargain bins for pennies on the dollar. So you can find a lot of cool classic rock in bargain bins. I've even found some modern stuff in there that you're like, what the heck? I found brand new The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me for $10 in a bargain bin.
Yeah, definitely. I know it's hard when you're going through and looking through the bargain bins, or even just not even in the bargain bins, but just honestly, I wish I would have went to, like, if there was a clump of record stores like within the area that aren't very far from each other, I wish I would have went and scouted out through them first before I actually purchased something. I know it's hard when you find a record and it's in your hand and you just want to buy it and take it home, but honestly, if I would have done that, or we would have done that first, I think we could have saved a lot of money, just as you said, without
for sure.
Just grabbing it just because it's there and it's tangible and in your hand. But
and speaking of that, I know a lot of times you can find records for cheaper online or on Amazon. If you find something for $2 cheaper on Amazon, that's cool, but for $2, support your local record store. Without your local record store, you're not going to have a place to dig and find cool gems that you wouldn't. Amazon doesn't have a bargain bin, really. Mm-hmm. So you don't get to dig there. Support your store.
For sure. And another thing when going through the bargain bins that I learned is like actually pulling the record out of its sleeve in its entirety. Like,
make sure it's the right record.
Yes, that's very true too. Like there was a Tom Petty vinyl that we found, and it was a first pressing, and we pulled it. We pulled it almost all the way out of the sleeve.
Almost all the way.
And we were like, oh, this is in mint condition. It's awesome. We're gonna buy it, take it home, and we brought it home. And at the lip of the record, there was a chunk missing out of it, which it didn't affect the record and it being played, but still, it was like,
it was a bummer.
Yeah, it was a bummer because we didn't, fully pull the record out of the sleeve. So that's very important too, is just pulling the record out, looking at the record, make sure it's the right vinyl. There's no scratches. There's no
scratches or big.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
So
a little bit of dust or dirt, like, you can clean your record and it'll still play. But
that is a huge one that I definitely learned. Like, I never even thought to pull the vinyl out of the sleeve. I don't know why that never occurred to me. I just assumed, hey, it's in a record store. They're not going to sell me something that won't play. Not true. They will sell you something that does not play.
Yeah, absolutely. Warped records that are like crazy warped. Sometimes there's a reason it's in the bargain bin. Sometimes people didn't know how to price it. And kind of to segue from that, when you get those records home, for the love of God, don't stack them up like this. The weight will warp your records. Vertical,
not horizontal.
Yeah. You want to keep them like this behind us in a row. Mm-hmm. And also, when you're pulling the record out, don't touch the grooves. I guess I could give a little demonstration on this.
Here we go.
On this fine record, the 1975.
And also with that, not touching the grooves, you can show them how to put it back into the sleeve without slamming it.
Yes. So, don't touch the grooves. I guess I'm not touch the outer.
But if you have little hands like I do, I cannot fully handle the record like that. It doesn't work. So, grabbing it at the very end works as well.
And don't slam your records back in. Place them nicely, because it'll ruin the spine, and that sucks.
Like,
when you're paying, like, this record was almost $40. If you're paying that much for a record, take care of it.
Yes, very true. And also, this kind of contradicts what we said about pricing the records, but sometimes too, like, when you're searching and you find a record that you've come across and you're like, I don't know if I should get this, I don't know, but if you haven't seen it, and then you put it back, and then you don't take the record home with you, and then you never find it again. So if it's something you really, really want, and you know you have to have it, then get it, because it's not going to be there the next time you go back.
I saw an MC Hammer, Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him record in mint condition, and it was $10, and I totally should have just picked it up, because I'm a 80s kid, and that's nostalgic for me. I think I really wanted it, but I was like, I'll see it again, and I have never seen it. Like, obviously you know what's best for you, and you know what music is important to you. But if you see something and you're like, honestly, you should buy it. It's not going to be there. I promise you it won't be there next time.
For sure. And then two other little things we're going to touch on, but a lot of times when you start collecting records, like a lot of the record players that are in your price range are Crosleys, and that's kind of a huge topic in the vinyl community. As if you have records and you're playing them on a Crosley, you will get a ton of crap.
Yeah, if you post in social media about it, like, hey, look what I got, and you're excited, and you should be excited, because this hobby is amazing. We love it, obviously. We make YouTube videos about it. But you're going to go on there, and it's real discouraging, because although it's an amazing hobby, there's a lot of people that are kind of elitist, and they're assholes, really. And they'll make fun of you for your Crosley. They'll make fun of you for calling vinyls.
Yeah, so please, don't say vinyl, say vinyl. I would say vinyls all the time, and Shane would be like, it's not vinyls, it's vinyl. But vinyls made sense to me. It's more than one, but the plural of vinyl is vinyl. So just know that, because it drives me nuts when I see new record collectors and they say, look at all these vinyls I got. And I was like, no, it's vinyl, which I really don't have any room to talk, because that's what I used to do. But now it drives me nuts.
And look, we started out with an all-in-one Crosley type player.
True.
And we were excited about it until brand new records wouldn't play on it because they'd skip.
But also, if the Crosley is what you can afford and that's all
By
you
all
can play,
means, it's
then
your music.
play it. But this is the reason why people don't like Crosleys.
Well, they don't have proper counterweight or anti-skate, and the tracking force on them digs into your records.
And as a newbie, you don't know these things.
Right.
And that's why you don't understand why people give you crap about having a Crosley.
If you're playing thrift store records and you don't care, screw it. But if you're paying $40 for a record, you want it to last. So, buy what you can.
I'm going to give one quick little tiny example. We bought a Sam Smith, or Shane bought a Sam Smith album last year. We had the Crosley at the time. Brand new album. Played it, and there was this one song that always skipped, and we thought something was wrong with the record. Took it back to the record store. Guy puts it on their record player, doesn't skip at all, and he asked us what we have, and he was almost kind of snooty, and yeah. But I mean, like, that made us realize, okay, yeah, our record player isn't the best, but if that's what you can afford, then that's what you should play on. But just if your love for vinyl keeps growing and you really want to continue to listen and have your records last for a long time, then maybe even not buy so many vinyl and put that into a fund to get a better record player. Yeah. Just saying.
The next thing is more for me. Don't buy records with the intent to sell them or flip them, because
it's not gonna happen.
This guy's
bought so many, and he's like, I might sell it.
Maybe that was my excuse.
Has it ever? Yeah, I think it was. Have those records ever gone out to anyone, or have you ever listened?
No. Not only is it kind of a shitty thing to do to try and make money off of that, but you won't sell them. Especially if you're buying records from bands that you like, which is
what he does.
What I've done. And then I open them, and then I play them, and then I love them, and I'm like, I can't sell this. So.
I know from the minute he brings that record into the house, it's not going anywhere. So, just saying. And last but not least, I know not everybody likes classic rock, but classic rock is the best way to start your vinyl collection. Just so you can start out in the beginning, digging through the bargain bins. You can find so many albums, so many good albums for decent prices, and it can just really get your record collection off on a good start.
Bargain bins. the cheapest records that you're gonna find that are amazing, good music is classic rock.
Mm-hmm.
You can find your Fleetwood Macs and your Beatles and
Boston.
Led Zeppelins and your Bostons. All of that stuff is in your bargain bins at your record stores. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
Beach Boys. And
oh yeah.
so you'll find a bunch of really cool stuff to listen to. So
for sure.
maybe you only listen to R&B or mumble rap or whatever right now. I don't know. But
I like how you throw in mumble rap.
Because I hate mumble rap.
That's what our kids listen to, and he hates it.
But whatever you do listen to, that's a great. You can find cool jazz records in the bargain bin too. I never listened to jazz until I started collecting vinyl. Now I love jazz.
True, and soul. Like I never listened to soul ever, and we found a lot in the bargain bin. And soul has become honestly one of my favorite vinyl to put on at night. So
you can find a lot of good stuff, and that's another cool thing about collecting vinyl. You get to check out a bunch of stuff. Like for me anyway, I'm adventurous, and I'll pick stuff up. It's a couple bucks, and end up liking that good stuff. So there's some of our tips and some do's and don'ts. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and it was informative.
Yes.
And maybe you learned some things. If there's anything that you would like to include, put it down below in the comments.
Give us a like, comment, or share. And if you have any questions for us, let us know.